Welcome back. Thank you for joining Of Two Mindsets. I am Dee Hill, and we appreciate you joining us today. With me, I have two of my closest people, as I always say. First up, I like to give a shout out to RJ. RJ, how you doing today?
Doing well, man. How you doing today? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, doing
All
well.
right.
The light is hitting me just right. I feel good, so no complaints, no complaints.
Okay. All right.
And on the other side, I have my brother from another mother, Izzy.
That's
Izzy is
right.
in the house. How you doing today, sir?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. No complaints.
Excellent, excellent. Good to see you.
Same here.
Last time, fellas, we started talking about the debate between current President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. And today we're going to focus on that and the issues surrounding that. And first off, RJ, we ended on an interesting note about Mr. Izzy last time, and you had a question for Izzy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny. Uh, I went to church on Sunday. My uncle actually was preaching, and a lot of the family came, and we started talking afterwards, and went out to eat. And one of my cousins, told me that she doesn't vote, and it reminded me about what Izzy said at the end, and I didn't really go in deep with my cousin as to why she doesn't vote, but I thought I'm gonna ask Izzy today, what his reason is for not voting or not wanting to vote. Is it something that you've never done, or is it something that you choose to do not to do this time in this particular election? Just curious.
Well, in 40 some odd years, I've only voted once.
Okay. When was that?
The last election.
The last. So you didn't vote in the Obama election. You
No,
voted
no.
in this. Wow. Now
Yeah.
that's. If I would have bet money, I would have bet on one of the Obamas. That's very interesting. So tell us more. Tell the people more. We want to know.
Oh, well, the main reason I kind of touched on it last time, but the main reason I don't is I just feel like we just live in a system where I don't think voting can get us where we need to be. Like I was saying, there's a lot of other things we need to be focused on. And I mean, every election, you're pretty much voting for the lesser of two evils. And, uh, we are never focused on as a group just getting anything for ourselves. And we touched on that last time as well. And that is my main reason. I do not feel like in the system that we live in that we can vote on anything beneficial. Now, maybe on a local level,
Okay.
but yeah, on a local level, yeah, you can affect things a little bit more. But on a federal level, I feel like big business will always get in the way. I feel like people biases and uh, things like that will get in the way. Because if you look at it now, look at Asians. This just got an Asian hate bill. How long have we been trying to get something like that? I
Mm.
mean, and it didn't take long. It happened just like that. See, when they want to do something, they do it. They don't have money for reparation for us, yet they can send billions of dollars to Israel. They can spend billions of dollars on the Ukraine-Russia war, which really Ukraine is proxy for the United States. Israel is proxy for the United States. And this is the problem I have. All that lends to voting. And I just feel like they all push agendas that really do not benefit us. And mostly it doesn't benefit us as a whole. And even when it does to a certain degree, it's something that's always for everyone else as well.
Let me jump
But
in
yeah,
right quick
yeah.
with a question.
Mhm.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Just wanted
No,
to.
that's fine.
You admit somewhat that you understand that voting can be beneficial on the local level,
Right.
but are you saying that you have not also voted on the local level, or have you voted like in?
No,
Go
I
ahead.
haven't really voted at all, honestly. Um, I haven't really voted at all. And the reason I voted last time, it was something strategic in my mind. So that's the reason I did it the last time.
Okay.
And I know what a lot of people say. Well, if you don't vote, then you're part of the problem, or if you don't vote, then you can't complain about what happens. Yeah, but I mean, if I vote and the other guy wins, I mean, I'm still gonna be a part of the shit show regardless. So at the end of the day, it don't really matter. I mean, I like a lot of people say it's a metaphor, you know, whether it's the right wing or the left wing, it's still on the same bird. And I absolutely agree with that. I
What
just feel
about
like
the adage people say if your vote didn't count, why do they try so hard to steal your vote or to make your vote or to make you not vote?
well, that's lending your attention and your time into the system. I just it's like we got to keep them invested. See, because it's a lot of black people waking up right now. That's why you got a lot of this FBA, B1, you know, black first, no reparations, no vote. And I think that's louder. You know, the fact that some of us may not vote, especially ones that's been staunch Democrats this whole time. They may not vote Republican, but they're not going to vote Democrat. And I think that's a whole lot more telling than anything else.
Will you be voting this time?
You know, I thought about it because I thought about just putting the blinders on because there's nowhere in hell Biden need to be in that office again. That's just my opinion. It's no way. I mean, Biden, anybody, and I don't want to offend either one of y'all, but it's just my opinion. To see the state, the physical state, and the mental state that Biden is in, for anybody to vote for him just to continue to vote Democrat. I forgot the saying that they use, some about vote Democrat no matter what, or something like that. But that's crazy. And it's scary. From somebody that doesn't vote, that's scary when I look at election time to see how, you know, crazed people get, foaming at the mouth about politics. And it's like they all corrupt as far as I'm concerned. But it's scary though to sit and watch and to just see, because when you only have two sides and each 4 years you almost get 50-50, you almost get 50-50 splits. That is like extremes.
Yeah.
50, that's extremes. It's no middle ground. And that's my problem. I want something to vote for, but it's nothing to vote for. It's extremes. It's nothing to like work together ever to bring this nation actually to where it should be and where it could be. It's a lot of issues in this country that I believe could be resolved if we get rid of all the bullshit. But will it get there with a two-party system? I know that it won't.
Right.
I know that it won't.
All right.
That's how I feel on it.
Appreciate it. RJ. So
yes,
I watched the debate yet again, and Biden started buffering around 12 minutes into the debate.
well,
And,
your internet was going out, or
no,
you said buffering.
He started buffering. Everybody else was still moving. Yeah. But like even in our last episode, I had a few, where I was stuttering, and I'm nowhere nearly as old as Biden. So we all have those issues where we mess up a little bit on that grand stage. Do you think the Democrats should put forth another candidate?
I think it's going to be hard. I mean, I think it would definitely be hard. I think if the goal is to get more voters, like more younger voters, maybe voters like Izzy, I think they would have to put out another candidate. He looked bad. I mean, there's no other way to say it. He looked bad, like terrible.
What about them saying that was just a bad showing? He was just having a bad night.
No, not at all. Because if you watch the State of the Union, think about that. You know, we were applauding that just because he kind of, you know, got through it and kind of, you know, threw shade at Marjorie Green, you know, when she yelled out something. You know, we clapped about that because he was, you know, kind of alert. But just that's the bar. You know what I'm saying? That's the bar for him. So no.
What are your thoughts on that? Should the Democrats, and I know you said of course we want another choice, but assuming that there's only Democrats and Republicans that we can vote for this time, should the Democrats put forth another candidate?
I mean, the only person they could do is Kamala. I know she's been going hard recently with her interviews, but it's it's a sad state of affairs, man. Like, I mean, do you see Biden, man? Like, it boggles my mind that this is where this country is at, man. Like, to see him up there, it has nothing to do with stuttering, and that's a part of my problem as well. The lying, like it has not, like the covering up, the lying. It has nothing to do with him stuttering. This is the first time we done heard of the stuttering. Yes, you know, whenever somebody is doing a speaking thing, yeah, you can get nervous, but this man was raised up for this. He's been doing this for what, 30, 40 years?
80 years. He's been doing it for 80 years.
80? Well, hell, I'm off then. It has nothing to do with stutter. We know that we're not even gonna play that game.
Yeah.
To see what kind of condition this man is in, you know he's not running the country. It's no way possible. He cannot make any important.
I'm not gonna say he's not running the country because his brain may be sharp. Maybe he just can't get the words out. You know, I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's not running the country, but you know, he's not doing it by himself. Put it that way.
I wanted to touch on that.
Come on, man.
Because at one, and sorry, Izzy, but at one point, Biden was looking at, Trump was looking at Biden. Have you ever seen boxing where the boxer, he's beating down the guy, he's looked back to see if the referee's gonna stop him, and the referee is just standing back and said, "You ain't gonna stop me?" And then he goes back in and keeps on punching. And then, you know, Trump was like, he's the worst president ever. You know, he just kept going. He felt sorry for Biden, you know, at a couple of points. If you go back and look at it, he's like, I can't believe they put this guy up here against me.
That's what I kept noticing, man. It was like Trump just had a look of just like, really, this what y'all got me up against? Like, and I feel him. Like, I mean, it was just embarrassing. Like, just off the ability to articulate an idea, there's no way I would vote for Biden, man. It is no way. And I mean, y'all know I don't vote anyway, so I look at it sort of like a clown show. But so Trump is the most entertaining to me. And if you add that with the immigrant thing, with the illegals thing, if he can keep them from coming in, I definitely probably would vote for Trump. That's just me.
Ooh,
wow.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
RJ.
Yes.
Should there be age limits on who can be president? Obviously, you got to be 35 years as the minimum. Should there be a maximum age?
No, there should be a maximum. And the point, I was listening to Andrew Young talk the other day. Andrew Young is 92 years old, but yet he does not sound like a 92-year-old man. So no, it's case by case. I mean, at this time, like Trump said, he said, you know, I took this test or whatever.
Right.
Biden should maybe take a cognitive test, you know, or something. I don't know. But no, I don't think there should be an age limit. But we definitely need more younger politicians.
Trump can refer him to somewhere to get tested.
Say what now?
Trump can refer him to a place to get tested.
Yes.
Go ahead, Izzy.
No, I'm gonna say I was watching some interviews, reactions to the debate, and somebody made a good point. you shouldn't be able to run if you're not going to be around to see the outcomes of the decisions you make for the country. I can agree with that.
How do you know
You know,
how do you know if you're going to be around? That's sort
I
of
mean, but and two, you got to look at what is the general age of the United States. Like Biden is really, in my, I know him and Trump. Trump ain't too far,
No.
but see, Trump still has his faculties though. His faculties
absolutely.
are still good.
Absolutely.
And I can kind of agree with that. Now, if you still youthful and you can still make good decisions, okay. But at the end of the day, your decisions are affecting people that who's gonna have to live with it for way longer than you'll have to. I kind of agree with that. Now you have to play around with the numbers as far as the age, but I do kind of agree with that.
Cool. All right. Sounds good. RJ,
Yeah.
one of the things we touched on last time was the comment about Black jobs. You had something you wanted to touch on with that.
Yeah. But before I get into that, I was gonna say, well, me and one of my oldest homeboys, C Mac, aka Royal Flush, we were contrarians on everything, and we'd always put together like a top 10 list
Okay.
on various topics. So I put together a top 6 list of Black jobs. I mean, this is for entertainment purposes only, but some of
Okay.
it is serious because the Pew Research Center actually did a study in 2022 with the data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So some of this is actually real, some of it is, for fake. But here we go.
So
So number 6.
Quick question.
Say it again. Go ahead.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics. What is this? Jobs that have the most Black people?
Yeah, and basically it's their range is like 25% or more. So if 25% or more Blacks are in this job, that's how they actually rank them.
Gotcha.
Right?
I don't like the percentages. I don't like the percentages. That's crazy. 25%. But anyway, go ahead.
All right. So number 6 is security guards, and so that would encompass like your TSA, just your regular run of the mill security guards, Racky Nut, all the range there. Number 5 is nursing assistants.
Okay, I know quite a few of those that are Black.
4,
they're all Black.
Yeah. Number 4, bus drivers.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And these are all like it. So the bus drivers, it was said that 37% of the bus drivers are Black in the United States.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's not. That makes it. Go ahead.
But that's a lie. If you think Black people are only 13% of the United States, for bus drivers to be 37%, that's a big deal.
I can understand that.
All right. Yeah. All right. Number 3 is post office workers, and they were 40% of 40% of post office workers are actually Black. That's what the Bureau of Labor Statistics says.
Funny story.
Yeah.
Funny story. Last time I was in the post office, which I never go to the post office. I just had to. I can't remember exactly why. There was a young white lady behind the counter, which I had never seen before. And she was so efficient.
Oh,
that's all I'm
saying. Don't do that.
It was incredibly.
What?
It was an
what
incredibly.
Hell, man?
It was an incredibly pleasant experience. The people. We had a long line of people, and they were not even complaining.
Just say that.
Usually people are complaining. Nobody was complaining. It was like, wow.
Oh, they were happy.
She's really moving this line. She is really moving this line.
Yeah.
And she was by herself. I think there were a couple of people.
Oh, she was by herself.
But she was up front by herself. And it was so pleasant and efficient. Go ahead. What's the next one?
All right. Hey, RJ, that's one of them cases of the white ice be colder.
All right, so my top two are for fun. The other 4 were actually legit. Those are like the top 4 Black jobs, if you will. But I threw in 2 for fun. So number 2 for me is NBA players. And number
that is
1
definitely a Black job.
It's a black job, right?
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, the MVP, he's the MVP is not a black guy. So the last
That
couple of
is,
years,
don't tell me. What's it?
Nikola
Doncic?
Jokic. Jokic. No,
Jokic.
not Doncic. Yeah.
My bad.
And then number one hip hop artist. That was
Definitely a black job.
Yeah, that's about 90% right there.
Yeah.
Now,
But the best one is Eminem, right? Huh? Ain't that what they say?
Depends on who you ask.
I'm a rap and hip hop head, and I can say I love Eminem, but he definitely not number one, man.
Okay, all right.
There was a time.
You can have all the lyrical skills you want, but you ain't talking about a damn thing. So, but I do love him though. He's still in my top 10 though.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a time Eminem was my number 3. That's the highest he's made it up there for me. Yeah,
Wow.
but not anymore. Yeah.
I don't think he's ever cracked my top 10 ever.
I don't know. His rhyme style alone put him up there, man. To me, his opinion.
See, and this is why me and my buddy used to do the top 10s, because we can do top 10 on everything.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But I just want to segue for a second. See how we talking about black jobs. If the system was set up the way I would want it, I would be able to ask, like, what the hell do you mean by a black job? So you can never ask direct questions. It's always gate kept by media other than local and the people, the grassroots. And that's something I would really love to ask. Like, what's your definition of a black job? How you just routed off the percentages and
right.
We did it in fun, but I definitely
or how or why, I guess blacks got funneled into those particular careers.
Right.
Why security guards? Why nursing assistants? Why bus drivers?
That's the big question. That is the big question.
Why those? Well, I can tell you why. Because, you don't really need that much of an education for basically all those jobs. To be a post office worker, you don't have to have a college degree.
Service job.
Right. Service job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that goes back to what we were talking about last time, the fact that we couldn't get into universities, but those were jobs that you didn't necessarily need a college degree to be able to do.
Exactly.
And yeah, absolutely.
Listen though, as messed up as our people are, we doing pretty damn good though. I don't care what nobody say. To come from where we come from, we still doing good. So I will say that.
No argument there. No argument there. Another thing that Trump that was mentioned was that during the Biden administration, a record number of migrants have crossed the border under Biden. Izzy, are you concerned at all about the migrant crisis?
Hell yes, I am. Yeah, man. To see what they doing in some of the other cities, and I'm actually seeing it where I'm at as well. I see an influx of people that I've never seen before. They've been coming in, and it has to be orchestrated. But I'm gonna talk about the bigger cities. Yeah, it's very concerning. I mean, you look at some of the violence they bring in. We already got enough in America. Well, I say the United States. We already got enough in the United States. What they doing in New York, what they're doing in like Chicago, and to see like the mayor in Chicago, that black guy, pretty much just turning his back on the people. They inviting these folks in here. All of a sudden, they got funds to turn schools that they could have gave to the public, to the locals. They turning those into dormitories for the illegals. They giving them money for food and giving them shelter. And it's like, if what they say, if you don't pay attention to the past, you're doing to repeat it. This is sort of like how they was doing in the 80s when Cuba was sending all the criminals over here. It's just repeating. And this is a part of that's why I was telling you guys I wanted to talk about the Great Reset. This is one of the just one of the points of the Great Reset.
Well, before we continue with the Great Reset, But RJ, do you want to touch on the migrant or so-called migrant crisis?
No, I'm on it. I'm going to jump into the Great Reset. I'm ready. Just go ahead.
Okay, so Izzy,
Yeah.
what were you going to say about the Great
Oh
Reset?
no,
Please
I was
continue.
just saying it's that's one of the points of the great. It's many things that go into it, but that is a part of it. Bringing the immigrants and some of those criminals in here, like we don't need it. One is going to affect the economy. I don't want to get too deep because I'm sure we ain't got enough time. But they do affect the economy
Negatively or positively?
negatively.
How so?
Yeah, negatively. One, they taking jobs that they swear nobody else want to work. That's a lie.
Hmm.
If you know anything about foreigners that work in this country, man, a lot of times they keep the money within their own culture. That's number one, and they send money back. They don't, it don't enrich the neighborhoods normally that they parasite off of. That's number two. And that's one of
Man,
my.
come on,
Huh?
let it loose. You're educating
I
folks.
don't want to do it right now because I want to kind of
Okay.
save some of this for the Great Reset because there's a lot of points that go into that I really want to talk about.
All right.
But yes, I do have a concern, like the way they have been doing them people up in Chicago, and like finding money that they swear they didn't have. That's an issue. And see, when you vote these people in and then you can't get them out because it ain't election time, they can do whatever they want. Like, and it's done with such arrogance and impotence, like that it's crazy. Like I've really been watching a lot about this stuff, and it's been crimes committed, especially up in New York, even against police. But what they do, they'll hush it on the news, so you won't really hear about it. But I've definitely been paying attention, so I
Now,
definitely have it.
admittedly, I have not really been focusing on that a whole lot. So, do they treat the migrants like, as far as, Atlanta has a big homeless issue. So, are they separating like the migrants from the homeless people? How are they?
Not that I know of, man.
How are they
And
doing
they
that?
do it like they normally do it. They always bring them to the black community. So then your crime gonna shoot up. Then they gonna get benefits that you're not gonna get, and that's my biggest problem. They always bring them to our communities, and so that's the problem that a lot of these big cities are having, especially when they're majority black or have a lot of black people there. They bring them to the black neighborhoods and drop them off. That's y'all got to stay on top of that, man. Like that's a big thing, and it's so much stuff that happens now. It's hard to stay on top of every subject that's on the news, but sometimes you just gotta, stay on top of something. That's one we need to stay on top of because of the jobs they're gonna take and the people that's gonna be hurt the most is gonna be black people. I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing an influx of people. You got people
Well,
that's gonna undercut, huh?
you want to tell the people where you're located and what's
I don't.
happening?
Not
Okay.
right now. I
Okay.
don't. But I can say this was a 50-50. I think black people like 60%, excuse me. But what I'm seeing now, influx of, yeah, it's alarming. And nobody is racist, nobody is prejudiced, nobody is bigoted. However,
What about
people don't,
xenophobic?
huh?
What about xenophobic?
No, none of that. People, what it is people don't understand the effects certain things like this have on economies and communities. And I see a lot of people taking up for the illegals. I don't call them migrants, and I will not call them migrants. They are illegals because they are here illegally. I see a lot of people taking up for them to be able to come in, and it's only out of ignorance because they don't understand the negative effects it's gonna have on our economy and our communities. So, but when we talk about the Great Reset, all of this is included in it. Everything from the migrant situation, and I'm gonna just give you one point, and then I'm gonna let y'all have it. the migrant situation, the illegal situation with the illegals coming in, I believe all that is a part of the one world order. Just stay with me for a second. I'm gonna just make this one point. Just stay with me, because I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'm a truther. It's a part of the one world order. Although we do have a one world government, I believe, in order to truly make it true, if you pay attention to the news, you know it's other countries that have illegals coming in and out of their borders too. Have y'all heard about the complaining in Greece and all the other countries over there?
Yeah, absolutely.
In France, yeah.
That's a part of it. The mixing of the people. See, what y'all got to understand, these people have 10, 20, 50-year plans. And I'm gonna keep it right there because I don't want to get too deep in it. When we get on the Great Reset, I'm definitely going.
RJ, we'll give you a few minutes, but let me just, sort of a rebuttal to Izzy. What do we say? And I'll let RJ maybe answer this. A lot of these people are leaving situations that are just terrible in their home countries, from south of the border in North America and places in certain African countries. They're running away from basically death. So, what would you say to that, RJ? And we can't
I
hear
don't
you, bro.
know. I don't know. It's like how are you how can we confirm that though? I hear you. I mean, they're running from something, but it's, using Chicago as the example, they didn't get to Chicago, by themselves. They got bust up there by
Oh,
the
that's of
government in
course, yeah,
Texas.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's different. I'm kind of siding with Izzy. they are
appreciate
illegals.
that.
They're illegals. I mean, there's a procedure to come into the United States, and they are basically skipping line, if you will, to everyone else. Although they may have a plight, it doesn't make it right.
And it's not legitimate. I want to respond. It's not legitimate because I want you to think about this. A lot of these people that come in here, they are anti-black. And I've seen a lot of people from foreign countries that say before they come over here, they're told how Black Americans are. So they already have a negative concept of us before they come over here.
I've been told that by multiple people. I've been told that by multiple people, Nigeria in particular.
Yeah, and that's another reason I don't need illegals coming over here. Number two,
it's funny though.
We fought to change this country. When everybody else come, they are coming to accept the awards and rewards that we already have fought for and grinded for. It's no excuse that you can't change your country when we change this one. It ain't no excuse in my mind. We have gone through centuries of slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, police brutality. I don't want to hear what you're going through in your country saying you can't change it, but then have the nerve to come over here and talk about foundational Black Americans. I won't have it.
It's because it's easier to go somewhere where the fight
apparently
is over.
We didn't do it.
I'm just saying.
Why not? Didn't do it.
But that's the mindset. It's easy to go somewhere where it looks like the fight is over. Let me go over here and enjoy these fruits.
I don't care. We didn't do it, man. Until we get ours, I'm not with it, man. We fought to change this country and make it to where it's viable for our kids. You need to do the same in your own country. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, a lot of people who don't like Black people, they say a lot of things. Slavery been over, this and that. Man, my mama can tell you when they used to get spit on walking to school, 5 miles to school. Not one of them little stories people just play around with. Yeah, walking 5 miles to school getting spit on by white kids. We fought to change that, civil rights. So marching, dogs getting sick on you. We changed. That's just recent. My mama's still alive. You go fight for yours in your country. That's just how I feel. Don't come over here trying to reap the benefits of what my people done did. We ain't even got ours yet. So until that, yeah.
RJ, we're
not
gonna
with
let you have the last word.
I think Izzy said it all. I'm rolling with that. I'm rolling with what he just said. I like
All
it.
right, I like it. So I just want to make a correction. Last
Before you,
time,
sorry,
sure,
DJ,
sure.
but it's just interesting, because Izzy said that the way media portrays them as migrants. That sounds it's such a nicer sounding word than illegals. It really is. I mean, it really is.
Well, maybe
It
we'll
changes.
touch on that on an upcoming show. I
Mm,
like to leave us on a cliff like that, but I just want to make the correction. Last time I said the email was of 2mindsets@gmail.com, but it is actually just the number 2mindsets@gmail.com. So I apologize for anybody who tried to contact us. Again, it is only the number 2mindsets@gmail.com. And this has been another great episode
this.
of Two Mindsets. Glad Izzy has joined me and RJ, and it looks like we have a good thing going on here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get those numbers up, and you guys can say goodbye, and we'll be out of here.
I enjoyed it. I feel like we got something good going,
mm.
and we're just gonna keep it rolling.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Later.
Have a great day.
Peace.
Take care.
All right,
Right.
peace.